This bacon is an added, like a bundled benefit of this recipe. Don't clean this pan. This is another bundled benefit. Is this a term? Bundled benefit?
I don't know.
No. We are making 3-ingredient biscuits. They are crunchy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, and they come with a bonus side of bacon. The only ingredients you'll need are bacon, self-rising flour, and buttermilk. So I have 4 quite thick, quite fatty slices of bacon that I halved, just so that they fit better in my pan. What we're doing here is we are rendering out all the fat. I'm gonna pour it into my measuring cup, and my goal is for it to get like somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 cup of fat. A lot of 3-ingredient biscuit recipes will use butter. A lot of them will use shortening. I've even seen some use mayonnaise, which is wild and very fun. Here, all this fat that is rendering is going to become our fat for the biscuit. Obviously, it has a bacony quality, but that also means a lot of umami and depth and smokiness and saltiness. Like the bacon is this incredibly complex ingredient in itself, which means that the fat is like working really, really hard before it even gets to the biscuits. You can see all that fat. That is going to be biscuit magic. The bacon is ready. I'm just gonna give each piece a little shake. Get it onto a plate. I want all that fat in the pan and not sticking to the strips. We have the right amount of fat. That's great. Don't clean this pan, because this is going to be the pan where we cook our biscuits, and all those little bacony bits and the fat that's in the pan right now is going to make the biscuits even more delicious. It's going to give them like this bonus bacon bottom crust. It's great. So I have our hot bacon fat in an ice bath where it is going to rapidly chill and get to that like solid shortening-ish consistency that we're looking for. But if you want to eat your bacon now and have your biscuits tomorrow or the next day or the day after that, just put this in the fridge, or honestly even the freezer. Let it take its sweet time, and then it'll get solid for whenever you want it down the road. But in the meantime, we are going to heat up our oven. So I am adding our chilled fat. It's not gonna be quite as hard as like very cold butter would be. So I'm just gonna coat it in the flour first and then start to pinch it with my fingers. So the flour that we are using here is self-rising. And what that means is that it comes with leaveners and salt mixed into it. So whereas with other biscuit recipes, you would have to add baking powder or baking soda or both, this is ready to go. It's got you covered, it's pre-measured, pre-mixed, and it just makes it really easy and quick, which I love. The liquid we're using is buttermilk. This is very common in a 3-ingredient biscuit template. It's also really common in a classic biscuit. When Justin and I lived in North Carolina, I worked at this amazing bakery called Scratch, and I would make biscuits every single shift. But they were a more classic biscuit, so they had a lot more ingredients than just 3. This has a lot of the same benefit, but it's so much simpler, so much quicker, perfect for a Sunday brunch or honestly even a weekday. What I'm looking for is a sticky but not soupy. So I have a little bit of dry there. I'm just gonna add a little more. We're doing a drop biscuit here, so we are not rolling it out. It doesn't have to be that consistency. It being a little bit wetter than you might think is actually gonna make it like super fluffy and steamy on the inside, which I love. So I have our cast iron skillet on like medium heat right now, and the goal of that is to create this intense place for the biscuits to land. So sort of like with a baking stone, which I actually also have in the oven just all the time, this is gonna help the biscuits get like an exciting rise. So they will hit the hot pan and they will immediately know that it is time to become their fullest selves. So I have like a 1/3 cup measure and I just like sprayed it very lightly. That's not necessary, but it does make it slightly easier to get out. So I'm just gonna scoop, plop it in. I really like drop biscuits because they're so low key. You don't need to worry about scraps. You don't need to worry if they're exactly the same size. They just kind of are what they are and they are extremely delicious. Sometimes they need a little encouragement. Look even-ish, right? Sometimes it's nice if they're not even, because sometimes I want like a flatter biscuit or a smaller biscuit and Justin wants like the biggest biscuit and then everyone wins. If you have a little bit of buttermilk left, that's great because I'm just going to, I know this seems weird, I'm gonna dip my fingers in the buttermilk and then use this to just kind of like flatten out the biscuit and put them in a biscuitier shape. I like a flat biscuit. I know everyone is all about like the tall, like puff pastry looking biscuit right now, and those are beautiful, but I'm here for the kind of ugly, rustic looking flat biscuit. It has more crust and I think it's delicious. So that's what I'm going for here. I'm just gonna do a little plop down. So our biscuits have been in for like 14 minutes. I am gonna give them a check. Woo! Hot. Okay. So, you wanna come see? What I'm looking for right now is for them to be bouncy. Yeah, I would say that's bouncy. Because of we're using bacon fat, not butter, you're not gonna get browning in the same way or the same timing. So what I'm going to do right now is shift my oven to broiler, and we're just gonna slide these right under the broiler, and then the tops are gonna become gorgeous golden brown in like just a few minutes. So everyone's broiler is very different. Keep a close eye. They're good for now, but I don't want to forget about them. The other day, I put them in. I was like, I'm gonna go answer some emails. And then like, not even an email later, they were very dark, still delicious. But if I had left them in a second longer, another email longer, they would have gone too far. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. See, that's what I'm saying. Okay, they're done. I mean, I swear a second ago they were not done, but this is perfect. These are exactly as I wanted them. They have a gorgeous, crunchy, golden top. Okay, so I'm gonna let those puppies hang out there. So we are eating our biscuits with bacon and eggs. I would love to know, what would you have these biscuits with? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to see more 3-ingredient recipes, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's subtly bacony, like a little bit of smokiness, but mostly it just tastes like a really, really good biscuit. Come back next week. We are going to be switching from breakfast to dinner, but still in less than 5 ingredients.